Well, hi, I'm Rosebean and I like to draw, and today I'll be showing you how I make animatics and animations. So, the way I learned to make animatics is first you take a basic drawing that you have, then you slightly adjust the pose. So, that's what I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm leaning back and extending my vines. This gives the illusion of motion even though you're technically not even animating anything. But when you do this, it is important to keep in mind that you should probably make the drawing really simple so you can adjust it. After you've made your second frame, you just do it again. You take the second drawing that you've made and keep adjusting it. When you do this, it's kind of complicated to try to keep all the different moving parts in sync, but a helpful thing you can do is make the last frame second and then figure out what needs to go in between the first and third frames, or however many frames you're going to do in between the first and last. And don't worry about it being perfect on the first try. Yeah, I had a couple animatics that I wasn't very proud of and probably won't be showing ever, but once you practice just a couple little scenes, you'll get better at it and make something like this. So for animation, I'll be using Flip-A-Clip because it's what I use to make my sheep and wolves clothing animation here on YouTube. So what I do is pretty similar to animatics actually. All I do is make a first drawing in my art app and then I just put it into Flip-A-Clip. And then I make a layer above it and trace over it. This is also another reason why I like to have my animatics in colors. This is because when I choose to put them into the animation, I can very easily see the difference between that and the black line art, but once I get to drawing the little pen in my vine, then it's a little bit harder to see the difference. So there's a tip for you. Make your animatics in color. But strangely enough, I actually don't really like coloring my animations. I think it's just an extra super tedious part that's pretty annoying. But again, for sheep and wolf's clothing, I felt it needed more depth to it, so I did color that. But I will not be coloring this simple little animation I'm doing here. So now that you have your first frame, all you have to do is duplicate it. Flip-A-Clip has onion skinning, which means you can see the frame behind it, which can be quite helpful. So you just slightly adjust the current frame that you have. So I'm moving the vine around and I'm going to be adjusting my position so I'm leaning back a little bit more. So then from there you basically just make an animatic again. So you duplicate the frame again, and you keep adjusting the pose, and you should get something like this. But overall, I want to say, animation and making animatics can be hard. It took me a long time to get to be able to make all this stuff that I'm showing right now, and I am proud of it. But please, don't just give up because on the first couple tries, it's not completely perfect. So, with that said, make sure to never give up, and thanks for watching.